What's up, guys? My name is Chris Warrens, and I'm a full-time luxury watch dealer since 2017, dedicated to educating you. I have a few other companies. I consult, write, speak, have real estate, and a nonprofit in veteran services. But here on this channel, it's all about educating you on timepieces. Our goal is to build a community around educating on timepieces. Speaking of community, if you find any value here on this show or channel, we'd be super grateful if you liked the show and subscribed, as statistically 98% of you guys watching aren't. Now, with that said, let's get into the show. Rolex Daytona Black Dial 116500LN review. This is, along with the newest edition, which is the 126. This is the 116. This is top 2 or 3 most hype Rolexes there ever have been, in demand, and arguably there ever will be. This Daytona with an MSRP new of $15,100. You know, if you're able to get one of these, specifically the newest model, from an authorized dealer, it's likely going to test your patience. And that's why the hype equals such a drastic price increase on the secondary market, as these are currently trading around $25,000, give or take, which is about 1.5 times over MSRP. So the question remains, what do we think of this Daytona? Well, that's a good question. Overall, I can see why there's so much demand for Daytonas. They are a very handsome watch. They do look good. At first glance, it's a really nice piece, and it does command wrist presence, especially if you have a smaller wrist, as it's a small 40 millimeter case. I know a lot of people will disagree with that statement, and I understand the perspective. However, the Daytona, to someone like me, looks like a small watch. Keep in mind, I have an 8-inch wrist, so it seems very small. I always notice how small the Daytona is, not just to me, but like in general. When I hold a Daytona, it just is very small. Interestingly, though, this is a true unisex watch, in my humble opinion, as women wear the Daytonas pretty often, and so do men. If you noticed the recent Rolex announcements of their new models for 2024 a few months ago, many of the new Daytonas were marketed with diamond bezels and diamond dials, which there was a lot of chatter in the industry that the Daytona was being marketed more towards women. And I could be very wrong. However, you know, my gut says that I'm not in this case. And since the new releases have come out, I have noticed a lot of women that are buying them. So just because it might be a small watch for me, it might be perfect for you. And I'm sure it's perfect for most buyers. I'm not talking down about the watch. I was just merely giving my opinion of it prior. And it all comes down to if the watch works for you. It doesn't really matter what one person says about the watch. What matters is, does the watch work for you, and do you like it? So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would I give this Daytona? Well, I'm going to give it an 8.1 out of 10. The fact remains, though, that it's one of the most in-demand watches in the world in Rolex's lineup on today's market. And we can never argue that. Visually, it's a very handsome watch. It's very hard to get a hold of from an AD. And if you love it, I would tell you to totally get it, regardless of someone else's opinion on it. All right, before we go, I'd love to hear your feedback on this review. I know I'm probably asking to get roasted. It's all good. Let me know what you think. I enjoy talking timepieces and respond to everyone, no matter their perspective. If you haven't hit the like button and subscribed, please do. Know that we appreciate you and look forward to seeing you next time. Peace.